Hey there. The other night, I had the pleasure of seeing the Human Centipede first sequence. My initial review was over YouTube's 10-minute mark, so I'm going to try and keep track that I don't go over. Ouch. YouTube only lets me record for 10 minutes at a time, and so I've got to do that. I give the film Human Centipede first sequence an 8. It doesn't really have much or anything new, you know. It doesn't really push the genre boundaries, but it does set a new bar for really every aspect. I mean, again, I almost want to call it a game changer, but it's not as game changing as, say, Drag Me to Hell. Last decade, the aughts, 3 horror films stood out. I call them kind of bookends. At the beginning of the decade, we had Audition, Takeshi Miike's Audition. In the middle, we had The Descent, Neil Marshall's Descent. The end, we had Sam Raimi's Drag Me to Hell. And now, at the start of a new decade, we have Tom Six's Human Centipede first sequence. Again, it's nothing really new. If you've seen any horror movie, then there won't be any surprises other than what the movie is about, which really still isn't too startling. 2 vacationing Americans in Germany, their car breaks down and they walk through the woods to find help. They find a cottage, a mansion almost, in the middle of the woods, and that is the last place you would ever want to be. Some terrible, terrible things happen to them. Really, why I admired it so much is just the raw emotion of it. I just felt terrorized by this film, and I think the mark of a good horror film is that you, the viewer, the audience, should be really the ultimate victim. You should feel somewhat violated by the end of watching an excellent horror movie. Wow, that really got to me. And it does that. It succeeds, like, on that note, more than any movie I've watched, in recent memory at least. I mean, it's disturbing. So I give it an 8. It's gorgeous. It's well shot. The acting is okay. It's a little hammy here and there. The villain, the mad doctor or insane surgeon, is Dieter Laser. He's very good. He's the best part of the movie. He's very good. I believe there's going to be a sequel to this. Where they're going to go, I have no idea. But they're going to go somewhere. Trying to think of anything else. Really, if you get to see it in theaters, that's going to be hard because it's not officially rated by the MPAA. It's not getting an official release. It's being really taken around on a kind of like a festival circuit. So if it comes to your town, take the opportunity to see it. You won't be the same after. It's really good, and it shows. I've never heard of Tom Six before. As far as I know, this is his first film, and wow, what a start. He's got a demented imagination, and therefore is pretty talented. So that is The Human Centipede, first sequence. It's an 8. It will tear you apart. It will tear you apart. It will deconstruct you and then sew you back together, attached to another person. I think that's pretty accurate. And I mean that literally. That will literally happen to you. So that's The Human Centipede, first sequence. It comes to your town, go see it. It's also on digital cable on demand. If you have digital cable, it's on demand. It's a little pricey, worth it. And it might come to your town. If it comes to your town, definitely see it. And when it comes out on DVD, definitely rent this thing. Because where movies like Hostel and the Saw films, they really Americanized the Japanese torture porn, that they like it to be called, and really just says, okay boys, now try and do something after this, you know, follow this. So again, kind of a game changer in that way, but it doesn't, again, nothing too new. You pretty much know the score. So that's The Human Centipede, first sequence. Check it out, it's an 8. Highly recommend it. Thanks.